for this week. Now, let's get on with the fan favorite portion of the show and the point where I am going to have to start looking at your comments again. Get ready to get them in, okay? I need you to be on your toes today. I told ChatGPT it was a little too easy on us last week, that the questions were a little too easy, even though none of us went 7 for 7. But like, it was a question, and the answer to the question was in the question, and no one likes that. So here we go. Wrapped it up just a little bit. Let's see how we do. On August the 4th, 1914, which crucial diplomatic step changed Britain's posture and pushed it into World War I? August 4th, 1914, which crucial diplomatic step changed Britain's posture and pushed it into World War I? There's quite lengthy options here. Option A, Britain issued a declaration of war on Austria-Hungary. B, Britain delivered an ultimatum demanding Germany withdraw troops from Belgium, and when the deadline passed, declared war on Germany. C, Britain signed a secret alliance with Russia, committing forces to the Balkans. Or D, Britain annexed Luxembourg to secure its western flank. Which crucial diplomatic step changed Britain's posture and pushed it into World War I? Having considered my options carefully, I believe the only one that is a diplomatic step Yep, I see the answers popping in. James says B, Jesse says B, Jess says B, and Robert says B, and I agree. I think it's B. I think that's the only one that's a diplomatic step. So, all right, good job on getting your questions in, your answers in a timely fashion. August the 5th, which future astronaut, the first person to walk on the moon, was born on August the 5th? Was it Buzz Aldrin, Alan Shepard, Neil Armstrong, or Michael Collins? Those are your options. He was born on August the 5th, and he was the first person to walk on the moon. I had some fun recently at Michael Collins' expense. I can tell you it is not Michael Collins. I just think it's funny that Michael Collins went on a road trip with two of his buddies, 250,000 miles away, and then came back 250,000 miles and was never allowed to get out of the car. James pops in with Neil Armstrong. I thought he wrote Buzz Armstrong. I thought that would be hilarious. Everyone is saying Armstrong, and you are all correct. It is Neil Armstrong. August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the atomic bomb nicknamed Little Boy. What U.S. aircraft dropped it? I'm going to pause for a second and not give you the multiple choice answers to see if any of you are so smart you could tell me what the answer is without the multiple choice options. August 6, 1945, the United States drops the first atomic weapon on Japan. The bomb was named Little Boy. What aircraft dropped it? There he is, Mr. Taney. Knows that it's gay. Here are your options. Was it a B-17 Flying Fortress known as the Memphis Belle? Was it a B-29 Super Fortress known as the Enola Gay? Was it a B-24 Liberator named Lady Be Good? Oh, of course. Robert saying B-52, not even an option. The final option was a B-25 Mitchell named the Lady in the Lake. No sense of government should be no sense of no position of government should be given to betrothed upon a man by a sword from a watery tart. That's the only thing I can remember. So James says the Enola Gay. Jessica says the Enola Gay. Robert says B-52. Wrong. My kids have seen it all. It's at Dulles Annex, and it's cool. It is the Enola Gay. Olga, question number 4. The Allied landing on Guadalcanal, a pivotal offensive battle in the Pacific, began on August 7th of what year? You're keeping your own score, Robert. Okay? So if you want to put in the Enola Gay and you want to get credit for Enola Gay, that's on you. If you put an asterisk next to it, that's on me. The Allied landing on Guadalcanal, a pivotal early offensive, that's a clue there. A pivotal early offensive in the Pacific began on August the 7th of which year? Was it 1941? Was it August 7th, 1941? 1942? 1943? Or 1944? You know how I feel about these things. If you've got a multiple choice answer and there are numbers, the easiest thing to do is number 1, take away the highest and take away the lowest. That gets rid of 1944 and that gets rid of 1941. I know it's not 1941 because it's August the 7th. And that means we were attacking the Japanese at Guadalcanal before they attacked us on Pearl Harbor on December 7th of that year. Jessica pops in with 42. James pops in with 42. I am also going to say 42, and Robert went with 42. Take the high, take the low, and drop them. Yes, and in the wording, a pivotal early invasion in the Pacific. So we're all saying 42. I think we're all right. We will all most assuredly hang together if we are wrong. Question number 5 of 7. On August 8, 1974, President Richard Nixon delivered a televised address and said he would do what? What did Tricky Dick do? My dad loved doing Richard Nixon impressions. August 8, 1974, President Richard Nixon delivered a televised address in which he said he would do what? You know what? He's been dead longer than most of you have been alive, okay? So if you don't like my impression, you don't know. I'm not a crook. That is correct. That was his favorite statement. So it's August 8th, 1974. I am not a cook. James pops in with resigns over the Watergate scandal. Robert also says resign. I'm sure Jess is typing resign as we speak. Yes, at the here are your multiple choice options I forgot to give you. Announce a Supreme Court nominee. That would have been fun. Throw you off. Resign the presidency. Declare nationwide martial law or commute all federal sentences related to Watergate. He didn't do that either. Crazy thing about, there's a lot of crazy things about how that all went down. But yes, resign, she says. And yes, he resigned. He resigned for something in modern day context was incredibly insignificant compared to the happenings of recent history. What Richard Milhouse Nixon did was nothing in comparison to what is happening these days. But he was a man of honor. His most famous phrase that people, his best quote that most people don't know is, "You won't have Richard Nixon to kick around anymore." He said that about himself in third person. I think that's hilarious. Question number 6. On August 9th, 1945, a second bomb was dropped on Japan. What was its code name? What was the code name of the second and last bomb? So we told everybody, y'all need to stop messing around. Got some new technology out there. We're about to change things. And they're like, yeah, no, you didn't. So we dropped leaflets like, we're coming. You need to leave. And people are like, nah, we're going to stay. And then we dropped the first one. Big deal. And we said, now you see what we just did, right? Don't make us do that again. You need to just go ahead and quit. They're like, no, we're good. Okay. So they dropped the second one. And then they said, once again, y'all need to stop or we're going to do this until there are no more cities on this island. And they said, okay, we quit. What they didn't know, we didn't have any more bombs. Those were the only two bombs we had. USS Indianapolis, it got sunk on the way back from delivering the important parts. A lot of things going on here. There were two bombs. Finally, a cat dog was a funny answer. I saw it when it came in. I didn't say anything. James answers with Big Boy before the multiple choice answers are given. So let's find out what the other multiple choice options were. Fat Man, Thin Man, Big Boy, or Little Boy 2. Little Boy, and James goes with Big Boy. I, being one with myself, I believe it was Fat Man. Got a couple other people out there answering. We're going to give you a chance. That's question number 6 before we go on to question number 7. What was the name of the bomb that we dropped on Nagasaki? What was its code name? Robert is going to go with Big Boy. Big Boy. Jessica is going along with me and says Fat Man. This is where the road divides. We will find out soon. Your answers are locked in. Don't even think about Googling something right now and changing. August 10th, 1776. Which piece of news reached London that signaled an irreversible change in the American colonies? On August 10th, 1776, which piece of news reached London signaling an irreversible change in the American colonies? I don't know. What could have been happening in 1776 America? What could be happening? Anything? Anything sticking out? Maybe, July 4th? But, the mail system, the ability to get mail from one place to another is in its earliest infancies. It takes time to send ravens in 1776. So I already know what my answer is. Here are the multiple choice options. A, the American forces had captured Quebec. B, that the Continental Congress had drafted the Declaration of Independence. C, that the British fleet had been destroyed in New York Harbor. Or D, that Benedict Arnold had defected to the British. Robert pops in with Independence of America. James pops in with Declaration of Independence. So the Continental Congress drafted the Declaration of Independence. The news was slower than I thought. This isn't even the signed version. This is a drafted version. But I'm going to go with that. I believe it had something directly tied to the Declaration of Independence. So my answer is also going to be B. Jess, you got an answer for us? Hello, people out there. Who's out there? Too many names. I can't see. I can see, but I can't. Oh, lost them. This is where I got to move the puzzle piece in order to keep going on TikTok. It's always funny. I did it. Jessica's going with the deck. The deck of independence. So that's everything. Let's find out how we did. And I hope you understand from the meltdown I was having at the beginning of this show to where I am right now? Can you see a drastic change? Because I was at wit's end. I really considered tapping out. Answers, please. Spelled wrong. Every week we go in and we try to answer 7 history questions or history-related questions. And we do that as a group. We have a good time doing it. Here are the answers for this week's questions. Question number 1, Britain gave Germany the ultimatum to withdraw from Belgium and, when ignored, declared war on August the 1st, 1914. So, right off the bat, we all got it wrong. None of us can go 7 for 7 this week because we got the first one wrong. That was a hard question, though. Question number 2, of course, was Neil Armstrong. Question number 3 was the Enola Gay that dropped Little Boy on Hiroshima. Question number 4, Guadalcanal happened in 1942. Question number 5, Nixon announced his resignation. Question number 6, it was Fat Man, not Big Boy, that we dropped on Nagasaki. And question number 7, news of the Declaration of Independence reached London. That's it. It's a good time. Thanks for helping me turn it around. I was at my wit's end. I was losing my mind. And I do enjoy doing this. It's just sometimes I let frustration get the better of me. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love. A new episode of the Lunds B Show is going to be recorded soon. But I may need a co-host because she's doing reindeer game stuff. Maybe. We'll find out. In the meantime, in between time, stay safe, everybody.